I'm Arthur F. Carmazzi, founder of the Directive Communication Psychology and currently ranked as one of the world's top 10 leadership gurus. If you're here, chances are you're trying to develop your leadership or possibly transform your corporate culture, or maybe even both. So, before we start, let me give you some insights as to why directive communication psychology is, well, better for achieving both of these results. So, how can I say that? Well, not only have we been acknowledged by some of the top leaders of organizations like Singtel, Citibank, Motorola, and various other multinationals as providing the best perspective on how they can literally transform their organizations, but we have also transformed corporate cultures to get some seriously visible results in very short periods of time in organizations like Emirates and Nestle and many more.
It's one of the best transformational courses I've attended.
It was amazing. It was one of the most wonderful experiences of my life.
The greatest one that I've ever attended for.
He is indeed a very successful and inspirational leader of the era.
When we talk about leadership, we're talking about the environmental leadership model developed by Arthur F. Carmazzi. And in this particular model, it is not like transformational leadership, it is not like situational leadership, it is a leadership model that basically deals with the psychology of groups and how an individual, a leader, can set a structure for those groups so that those groups are inspired to do what is required through their own initiative rather than the leader standing there and telling them what to do. Now, in order to achieve this, you have to literally get into the emotional gratifications of the individual, tie them into the organization. Now, effectively, what that does is it also affects your entire organizational culture. So an environmental leader literally creates an environment that affects the organization. It's not just somebody that can say, oh, okay, this is what you do. When you are creating leaders within your organization, you are cultivating and nurturing an organization where people can make decisions on their own, where people understand the responsibilities they have to achieve greater heights of excellence. And why? They're not doing it because you tell them to, because an environmental leader doesn't tell people what to do. He simply uses directive communication psychology, the science of group dynamics, in order to bring out the best in people and the leader himself. Now see, this is the thing. We as individuals have some issues, have some barriers to creating great leadership. It's because of something that's happened in our past. It's because of something that we have been ingrained with since children. But nevertheless, if you understand how you act and react to other people and how that affects your identity as a leader, guess what? You are literally going to be able to find the best parts of who you are, regardless of what environment, and focus them into your leadership competence. How do I know this? Because I don't come from an academic background. I don't come from a perspective of being a natural-born leader. In fact, I had to overcome issues like having ADHD and dyslexia to even appear competent. What I do come from is a perspective of being an employee who wanted to be successful and found himself with all the frustrations and all of the problems that most organizations do have. And also wondering sometimes how these people above me could possibly be my bosses when they didn't have an idea of how to improve my perspective on my job. When I would go to work and I would think, my gosh, why am I here? And through understanding, through taking the time to really look at who I was and who I wanted to be and what were the factors that were affecting the person that I was and my success in the organization, and for that matter, all of the people around me who had similar ideas and similar frustrations and also were wondering why they couldn't be as successful as they wanted to. When taking all of this information and taking all of this experience, I found a direction that help me to understand the psychology and the science of group dynamics. And as my awareness of how this worked and how I interacted in it affected me and the people around it, I became more of who I wanted to be, and success followed. So I want you to access all of the wisdom that has helped me to be successful, all of the wisdom that has helped me to understand how to be a better leader and how to help others to be better leaders, all of the wisdom that has helped me to understand the dynamics of transforming organizations. So after this video, at the end of this video, there's going to be a button, and when you push that button, all you need to do is sign up, put your name and your email address, and you will be able to access all sorts of information and case studies and videos that are going to help you understand how to do this. And of course, when you want to hire me personally, then I am available as a keynote speaker, as a trainer, as a personal consultant, or as a leadership coach to selected individuals. This is Arthur F. Carmazzi wishing you great success.